Hi, welcome to Best Beer Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's Thursday, December 31st, and we are going to do an update right now for the Alamo Bowl. Of course, the news just came out that Trevone Boykin suspended, and we are going to talk with Teddy Covers, professional sports handicapper who's used to dealing with this kind of last-minute news in college football all the time. Teddy Covers, Boykin out, the line was taken down, and now I'm seeing that the new line is like Oregon -7, and it was a roughly pick 'em before. Is Boykin worth a touchdown here?
More.
More?
He's worth more. Yeah, I honestly don't think that uh, that you can price him appropriately for what he's worth to that team. And look, I liked Oregon at +1. We were on talked about this game last week. I recommended you take Oregon plus the points. Hopefully, people have an Oregon ticket in their pocket already. But if you don't, even at -7, this game, what just happened at TCU, you can't make up for that.
Right.
There's no possible way the Horned Frogs can be ready.
And I guess a bowl game situation is different from a regular season situation, but the last time this happened, right, Boykin was out and TCU wound up being an 18-point underdog to Oklahoma. They lost by 1 point. They covered easily, way overreaction by the market. Is that not what's going to happen here?
It's such a different situation. Boykin had been out the previous week in that instance, a game where they were laying 45 to Kansas and won by 6. So they were just coming off a game where they failed to cover by nearly 6 touchdowns without their starting quarterback. And against Oklahoma was a funky game. And it was, again, a group of the backups. What do we got? We got Forrest Sawyer, who's the redshirt Frosh, the guy with obviously the better arm. And then you have the senior who's never played, who's gotten the backup time in Bram Kohlhausen. Neither of those two guys runs the way that Trevone Boykin runs. Right. In both of those instances, TCU and Gary Patterson and his staff had ample time to design a game plan. Here, Boykin's been in practice the whole time. Boykin's been getting all the snaps with the first stringers. And now, in 48 hours, in less than 48 hours, TCU's got to come up with a game plan to beat an elite Oregon team with a couple of quarterbacks that aren't any good. Right. I don't think they can do it. I really don't. This isn't like Baylor, and Baylor won with their backup quarterback. Yeah, guess what? Art Briles had 3 weeks of practices to install his offense and to get his quarterbacks up to speed. Gary Patterson doesn't have any practices. The game's in less than 48 hours. And here's your senior leader sneaking out after curfew. That's not a good sign for TCU. And I'll tell you what, in these games, I know that the markets have moved a touchdown. I don't think that's enough. I really don't. Not against a team like Oregon.
Yeah, it feels like for a bowl game, there's like even more of a psychological impact here than it would be during the regular season, because during the regular season, you're expecting to adjust week by week. The other teams you're playing are adjusting. But the bowl game, it's like, this is it, the last game, and then we're done. So it feels like maybe, they'll throw in the towel early. That's just what it feels like to me. That's just my gut sense of it. Obviously, there's no statistics that I have to back that up, but that's how it feels.
Well, again, when we look at TCU, again, this is a team that was expected to be in the national title mix. I know, it's the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio. This is not where they wanted to be. So you have a team that's disappointed. You have a coaching staff that's, I'm not going to say, Gary Patterson's an incredible coach. He really is. But there's no way, if this had happened last week, maybe they have a chance. Maybe he can install something. When it happens less than 48 hours before kickoff, there's no way they can adjust to that. Right. If TCU hangs around in this game, I'll give them all the credit in the world, because when you're without your best receiver and you're without your star quarterback, and those are the two guys who carried the team all year, Oregon's no joke. Oregon, what they average, 42 points a game with Vernon Adams. Baylor's defense isn't great. Not at this, or TCU's defense isn't great. Not at this stage of the season after all the injuries that they've had. Oregon, I think, is going to roll them.
Teddy Covers, thanks so much for your thoughts. Teddy Covers already told us that he liked Oregon with Boykin in at +1, saying now that he still likes them at -7 with Boykin out. Thanks so much, Teddy.
Pleasure's mine.